how or what caused you to realize the truth? I was just curious, did she ever attempt to explain herself to you? Can I ask why certain words are blocked out in this video? Why are you calling your mother the alienating parent instead of your mother? Another common question I get a lot is about my mom and whether I have a relationship with her. Hello, and welcome back to the Anti-Alienation Project. I'm Maddie, and here I talk about all things related to a certain type of child psychological abuse that I went through for 20 years, called parental alienation. What is parental alienation? Well, parental alienation is when one parent manipulates their child to reject their other loving parent without true justification. This often happens during divorces or custody disputes, but it can happen with a child whose parents still live in the same household. I figured out 2 years ago that I had rejected my dad for 20 years unjustifiably because I had been made to believe horrific lies about him by my mom. Since then, I've been speaking out about this abuse and rebuilding my relationship with my dad and alerting society to the damage that this causes on a person and a lifetime. I love when people leave comments and questions on videos and in emails, and I thought I would take a little bit of time to answer some commonly asked questions because I do get some questions asked quite a few times now. I figured it would just help everybody if I could answer the questions once and for all in a video. Let's go. The first question, Shoni546 times says, "You are doing great work. Congratulations." Thank you. Although I don't understand, I would rather not jump to any conclusions. Why are you calling your mother the alienating parent instead of your mother? Parental alienation is a gendered crime. We know who primarily commits the crime and who primarily are the victims of the crime. I'm not going to say much about the gendered aspect of the crime. I will only say what I always say, which is anyone with a pulse can alienate. But I wanted to address the part about why I call my mom sometimes the alienating parent or the alienator, or I just don't like to call her mom. Hear me out. I think that's because any person who speaks out about abuse that's happened in their family feels a lot of guilt and shame. Certainly I do. Just for portraying her in a negative light, even though that's not my intention and not what I mean to do here, I know that it naturally does portray her in a negative light. So I guess I'd try to protect her by calling her the alienating parent instead of mom. That's the truth about that. Let's go to the next one. The user with a bunch of numbers asks, can I ask why certain words are blocked out in this video? It appears the word abuse is censored a few times. Yes, I've gotten this question a lot. Okay, so here's the answer to that. It has to do with the YouTube algorithm. I don't know a whole bunch about the algorithm. I do know though that certain words will make it so that if the word is in the video, YouTube will not show it in their algorithm. And I want people to see and hear about parental alienation. So if I leave a bunch of words like words that will be flagged by the YouTube algorithm, then the video is not likely to be shown to many people. So that's why I sometimes bleep out words. I kind of stopped doing it just because people were commenting a lot on that, but I might start doing it again. Live Not By Lies asks, is parental alienation a form of factitious disorder imposed on another? Both of these are silent epidemics of abuse, mostly perpetrated by mothers on their children. And this is not an expert opinion because I'm not an expert. This is just having been living through it for so long. I would say yes, it is a form of factitious disorder imposed on another, and that's why I firmly believe that children deserve to live in reality, especially when it comes to the reality of their relationship with their other parent. JNicker5753 says, I'm curious if any alienated children have reconnected with their parents as a result of this amazing education you are doing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, you're very welcome. And as far as I know, yes, a few alienated children have reconnected with their parents as a result of my videos making awareness. It's kind of crazy because I think I got an email yesterday that said my videos have been viewed by 700,000 people now. That's insane, and it's been 8 months. That's 7,100 people in 8 months. So I'm confident that as we get together as groups, as more and more former alienated kids speak out, I'm confident that we will be able to get parental alienation, this form of child psychological abuse, onto the public's consciousness. I really do believe we can, but it has to be a group effort. Another common question I get a lot is about my mom and whether I have a relationship with her. The short of it is I don't have a relationship with her, and that doesn't mean that I haven't forgiven her or that I don't love her, because I certainly do love her and I do forgive her. I simply cannot have a relationship with her. So probably the most commonly asked question is, how or what caused you to realize the truth? My response to that is, I have 2 other videos that really go into it in depth. So go check out those videos. It's in the playlist titled My Story. All right, this is another commonly asked question. So Darth Drexel says, would you recommend we share this video with our alienated children? It's hard. How do you not start a smear campaign when someone is lying to you so openly? So the first part of the question, whether or not you tell your alienated children what's going on, whether you show them one of my videos, you can get advice from experts, therapists, family, friends, other kids who've been through it like me, but it is ultimately your decision. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not a therapist. My dad did ask me when I was younger something along the lines of, has mom told you something really bad about me? Because all of a sudden I was acting so cold and different towards him. And she had already coached me before that. So of course I said, no, this is all my decision. Before my dad asked me that, she had already told me, your dad is claiming that I'm manipulating you and making you believe all these things. And she said, that's not true, is it? That's not true. And I was like, of course it's not true, Mom. Of course it's not true. This is all my decision. So she had already approached me with that thought and essentially had me walk through the thought process of why it was all my decision. So I had been coached. So I had already had that thought process to be mapped out, so that when my dad asked me the question, I repeated to him what my mom had rehearsed with me. It's sick looking back on it. I tell you that because it usually will not go over well with any alienated children if you try to tell them what's happened. And that's because of the cult-like mentality. I also did a video on that, about freedom of mind. You can check that out, the video I did about it being like a cult. Might be helpful in this circumstance. But there is one thing that I sometimes wonder if would have helped if another family member that the child trusts, or even a really close friend that the child trusts, could try to talk to them or show them a video. It will go over much better coming from someone other than the targeted parent. Another thing that people often ask if we're still doing college campaigns, and the answer is yes. The footage from for the California campaign should be coming out soon. It's just taken a while, but I will be posting that soon. And then we have the Colorado campaign next weekend. We are being flexible though, and I've never ran an organization before, so I'm learning a lot as I go. And one thing we've realized is that my initial goal of doing 1 per month is just too ambitious, because all of us have other full and part-time jobs. This is a passion project for me and our team. We realized that doing one once a month is too ambitious, because we all have little kids too. So we're definitely going to keep doing the college campaigns and more additional things to that too. But it'll just be more spread out. So we'll be doing them, but less often. I've also gotten questions about my mom and whether she did it on purpose or if I ever confronted her. And this person, and Renee Hinkson here, says, just curious, did she ever attempt to explain herself to you? The answer is no. I did confront her. I didn't say the term parental alienation at the time, but the way the conversation went was no accountability. She said it was all my decision, and it was not It was really not good. Claiming that things never happened and then claiming that things happened that didn't happen. She never attempted to explain her behavior because she didn't even own up to the behaviors that she did. Anyway, that's the end of this video, just short and sweet. I hope you enjoy this video. If you aren't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bell is on and like this video to get it in the algorithm. If you have any more questions, please leave it in the comments below. Maybe I'll do another Q&A in the future. I hope everybody's doing really well, and I'll see you in the next one.